Well, that was a poo show, wasn't it? Did you see part one? Like, no sound. What is going on in the world? What happened? I hope you can hear me now. Everything my end was saying, yeah, it's all good. I'm going to try and bring it up on my other laptop quick to make sure I'm not talking to myself, because that would just be hilarious to do it twice. Technology at its best when a wizard isn't very wizard. Absolutely crazy. I can't believe it. Have an advert. It's because I was messing about beforehand. I've been trying to link Ko-Fi and all that rubbish for donations and that, and I was going to start pushing it, and I gave up. But I've obviously done something, and it's messed it up. But it seems to be working now. So happy days. Right. So I actually spoke for a good over an hour there to myself. So that was good. But if you come back, happy days. You can hear me now. We'll actually talk about something and it'll make sense now. I was a bit weird when I was asking things and people weren't replying. I was like, well, man. So yeah. Well, on the other stream. So this is part two. So yeah, hopefully people will come back and find it and think, oh, the Wiz ain't a complete muppet. What an absolute muppet, mate. But what can I say? What can I say, geese? I'm making it hard for myself. I'm getting shadow banned for talking about what I talk about already. Look. So yeah, what we do is I'll go through things and I can sort of bounce around and that. I've already done it once and oh mate. But yeah, I'm glad you found it back, and I'm not going to get as many views on this one. I actually have sound. I ended up with over 800 people watching, and there was no sound. It must be my voice that put you off, and everyone leaves. But yes, but don't forget to like and subscribe. Like this video. Feel free to comment in the chat. Obviously, all happy days. I had to like quickly redo this one and just put part two. So, oh, what an absolute muppet! I cannot believe it. But yeah, so here we go. We try it again, and I'm hoping that it's actually working. You got sound, so we've got part two. Same thumbnail as the one before, but yeah, let me just double check on this other laptop. Yeah, I can hear myself. I can hear myself. That's all right then. That's all good. Oh, bloomin' nightmare. But yeah, I hope everyone's well. I'll start off with I hope everyone's well after me doing an absolute disaster of a. Oh my! And see, I think people will be commenting out going, what? So let me just. Someone commented on my video and there's no sound, mate. I've done a boo boo. I've done a boo boo. Oh, the wizard done a boo boo. Wizard done a boo boo. But yeah. But I'll see if any more people. I'm just talking like, before I bring up the news. If anyone comes, but you'll obviously end up being able to skip to like 5 minutes and think, yeah, he's talking rubbish. But I can't believe I actually screwed that up. That's my own fault for not checking. The only time actually I didn't check it. That's crazy. But yeah, right, it all seems to be working now though. So, you know, we got there in the end and actually get a bit of volume. Right. I think we're good to go now. Let's try actually doing it and then we can actually hear me. Whole hour of talking to nobody. My bad. Well done, Wiz. In the world of not being Wiz. But I was literally on this story when I realised. So I'll start with this story and then, you know, we can go to the other stuff. But yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, in the world of Palestine action, they're all idiots. They're supporting Hamas and they're supporting a country that doesn't exist. They are supporting Islamic terrorism, Islamic ideology. They are supporting the Palestinians who ran in after, like literally behind Hamas into Israel to help kill and genocide the Jews. I don't get it. Are these people that backwards? It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. But nonetheless, they are stupid. They probably need medical help. At least 1,500 people across England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland are preparing to break terror law tomorrow. Why? Tommy Robinson's expecting 1 million. But 1,500 people to break it. They know it's been prescribed as a terrorist organisation, yet they're like, oh no, we're triggered in this woke world. We're still going to do it. You can't arrest us. I don't get it. They think like just however a human should never think, that's how Palestinian Action and pro-Hamas supporters think. They should be punished to the full extent of the law. Apparently they're going to be sitting on the floor holding signs that reads, I oppose genocide, I support Palestine Action. How does that work? That's like saying, I don't agree with murder, but I murder. But I agree with murder. Slim, buongiorno. You can hear me now. Yes, I was talking for an hour to nobody. It was all silent. I was trying to set something up and it obviously screwed it up. Actually messed it up. I was talking to myself, geez, for an hour. Duh. So I thought I'd come on and do the last couple of stories anyway. There's like over 800 people watching over that, and I didn't even... Oh. The Wizards of Womble. But anyway, they actually oppose genocide but support Palestine Action. So Palestine Action represents Hamas and Palestine who want to genocide the Jews, but they oppose genocide. Palestine Action represents Islam. And as written in their religious text, they want to genocide the Jews, literally kill all the Jews and then Christians, literally genocide. But they oppose genocide but support Palestine Action. Can you see how that makes literally zero sense whatsoever? Yes, I did see, mate. You obviously couldn't hear me. 2 people put no sound. I was like, hang on a minute. And then I realised, like, no, I saw on my other screen, there was literally nothing on screen. No, oh, couldn't believe it. So I've just literally quick restarted this, put it as part 2, and quickly threw it up. And then I'll do like what it says on the thumbnail again. And yeah, I can't believe it. Oops. I had my moments, but that one. Over an hour, well, nearly an hour talking to myself. Come on, Wiz, really? But yeah, they oppose genocide, but they support Palestine Action and the genocide of the Jews. Well done, Palestine Action, you absolute backward muppet melonheads. How stupid are they? The group was prescribed as a terrorist organisation in July. Yeah, and they didn't like that, so they're just going to carry on because they're triggered. They're pathetic. The campaign Defend Our Juries is planning a major escalation from its last major protest in August when more than 500 people were arrested, beating the record from the poll tax riots. Half of those arrested supporting Palestine Action were over the age of 60. Are they stupid? They're not in charge of their own faculties. They're absolutely backwards and oh my God. This time, organisers expect protesters in England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland to join the mass civil disobedience which they describe as an unprecedented simultaneous challenge to all three legal systems within the UK's constitutional framework. I mean, they're just stupid. They are absolutely stupid. Yes, I am well. Now I've sorted out all the Oh, that did wind me up. I'm trying to stay positive. Yep, I hope you're well too, Slim. But yes, I had my moments. Oh, I can't believe I was talking for an hour to myself, geez. And down a boo-boo, the joy of being live. I always check on there, on my other laptop, to make sure I can hear it and all that. And for some reason, that was actually on mute, so I didn't even think about it. The fact that I couldn't see myself either, the screen remained blank, would have been a clue. But no, not being very wizard today. These protesters will be joined by a coalition of major civil society organisations, including Black Lives Matter UK, oh girls, Palestine Solidarity Campaign. Palestine doesn't exist. They voted in Hamas. They're all for killing Jews and then the Christians, but you want to support them. They want all homosexuals dead. And Stop the War Coalition, who have announced the formation of a bloc that they will be acting as witnesses to the policing of Saturday's demonstrations. Oh my! Stop the War Coalition. I think they can stand there and then judge the police as they do their job. Who do they think they are? Yvette Cooper holding firm on prescribed Palestine action. The question is begged, who will blink first? This is bloody ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I do not... None of it actually makes any sense to me whatsoever. I don't get how... Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. Are you okay? Good, man. Good, good, good. We're going to talk about this man who's just like his the Prophet Muhammad. He's been sending pictures of himself naked to 10-year-old girl, and the mum found the pictures. So I'll play the video in a minute. But yeah, I mean, absolutely disgraceful. In the UK, a Pakistan origin Imam of a mosque in Britain, Mohammed Jamil, was sending his nude pictures to a 10-year-old girl. Lucky the girl's mother found out, and her reaction was this. I mean, it's... oh...
ये सब बात करने का तुम्हारा फोटो में तुमको पड़ा किसी का लाइक नहीं पड़ा हुआ किसी का लाइक नहीं पड़ा हुआ है व्हाट यू वांट मी टू डू ओके दे सुनो ना ये सब करके कोई नहीं खत्म नहीं तुमको तोड़ देना है बेशरम आदमी हो यार तुम सबसे फोटो को
वो स्टडिंग अराउंड
करने का सोचिए एंड यू टॉकिंग अबाउट फोटो
एंड टू द फैमिली मेंबर इज टेलिंग यू आके हक की इतना हिम्मत आई सैल्यूट इतना हिम्मत And I'll be, if anybody has heard with her feeling, ऐसा नहीं करेगा.
Admit that you have done this. कहाँ बोला आपने बोला बोलिए और नहीं बोलेगा जान से मारेंगे तुमको अगर ये वाली फोटो का बात कर रहे हो क्या करोगे कम करोगे मैं बात कर रही हूँ तूने बात ये से I'm telling you आखिरी बात बोल रहे हैं नहीं he doesn't want to admit the call how dare you what is saying you know मेरा फोटो डिलीट कर दी मेरा फोटो डिलीट कर दी मेरा फोटो डिलीट कर दी कंटिन्यूअसली इज सेइंग मेरा फोटो डिलीट कर दी कॉल व्हाट नो कौन सा पूरा वीडियो किसका पूरा कौन भरा हुआ था बोला था आपका मोबाइल मेरा खाली आती है पूरा कौन है पूरा नंगी लड़कियों को फोटो
10-year-old though
he's saying कि आप मेरा फोटो डिलीट कर दे we are saying जानवर हो we are saying to say sorry he is saying मेरा फोटो डिलीट कर दी मेरा फोटो डिलीट कर दी
हम तो अभी देख रहे हैं फर्स्ट टाइम देखते हैं रिकॉर्ड कर लिए हम ऐसा आदमी सर और हम लोग बोल रहे हैं कि वो आके ये की हम लोग उल्टा बोला वो कैसा वो ऐसा क्या हिम्मत देखिए ना
देखिए क्या बोल के जा रहा है लड़की हमारा लड़की का उंगली उठा रहा है अभी अब क्या बोला नहीं तो बोला
नहीं तुम अभी और क्या जब तुम अभी हम लोग को पर्सनली एडमिट करके नहीं दिखा सकते हो तो वो पूरा दुनिया ने कैसे दिया कि तुम शाम से सर उठा के शेख बन के घूमोगे यू कैन से एनीथिंग
So there we have it. 10 years old and he's sending photos. This is him. Mohammed Jamil. Thing is, I could not find like any more, but like to do like where in the UK. But yeah, the mum was not happy. But he's just stood there. I've seen the mosque could do nothing about it. Prophet Muhammad married a 6-year-old and consummated the marriage when she was 9, as in Sahih al-Bukhari 51:34. So, you know, he's just doing the same, and he looks about 57 as well. Absolutely disgraceful. Behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. And hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the earth to kill with sword and with hunger. Europe invaded 171 of 193 countries. You said all that last time. He's actually gonna go through the same stuff that he did last time. Come on, Jim. It's like Jim, but not as we know it, not as we know it, not as we know it. Trying to defend Islam, and you've got a bloke here who's 57 who's sending nude photos to a 10-year-old, and you want to come back with but Europe, Islam invaded its way and genocided all its way around the east, hence why we have the countries today. No one chose to actually be a Muslim or follow Islam. They were basically forced to, or they would die. They would be killed. You pay the money, the jizya, or you die, or you convert. That's the only choices they gave in history. So why do you think Islam spread? Through genocide, through war, through death. The only religion to do so. So yep, it does. It does. But I think a lot of it is because they get away with it. I mean, blimey, Pakistan. They don't care. 6,000% higher incest rate in Pakistan than anywhere else in the world. And Pakistan, the #1 search on a PORN site involves horse. So, I mean, the whole mentality of everything, it's just incompatible with the West. But I'd never, I'd rather have Islam than white supremacy, though. I'd rather have nothing to do with Islam. Islam, I think, should be wiped straight up. Oh, who created PORN? Here we go. Oh, that was the Jews, mate. It was the Jews. Oh, it's the Jews. But anyway, but the Eastern man just abuse it. But who on earth would rather have Islam than anything else? Islam is just pure evil. It needs to go. It needs to be wiped out. We need to get rid of absolutely everything. The mosques, the whole ideology, the oppression, the fact that they like to beat women. The fact that IESH was 6 years old and then forced against her will, obviously, because a 9-year-old can't consent to anything. So, whatever. But it doesn't matter if the Western man done it. But it is what it is. But, I mean, blimey, you don't then turn around and start looking up horse stuff because you're in Pakistan. Because, did you know, like, the funny thing is, like, to back all that up, is they're trying to obviously give the lie that Gaza, there's a famine, there's starvation, everyone's dying because of Israel, apparently. But the truth is, they're not, because Israel's giving food to all their people. Hamas and the UN refuse to do anything until they get all aid and do all aid given out for some reason. Even though Hamas did have aid and they were trying to sell it, they got massive depots full of aid. All the food and everything, nappies and everything. And Hamas and the UN are like, well, no, we do all the aid or we're not doing any. So they've done none. But when you see a big, fat, morbidly obese woman with a super skinny child, looks like hasn't eaten for like the last 20 years, why is that? Why is she obese? Oh yeah, because the baby she's got, through incest, it has a disease. And they're using that to make out it's starvation, blah, 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 when it's all wrong. So they're actually lying. So, It's not Islamic white supremacy, is it? It's Islam trying to kill everyone who's not Islamic. That's all it is. It's Islam versus the world. Doesn't matter who, what, why, where, how. Islam is trying to literally go around killing people left, right, and center. Well, they do the bombs and everything, don't they? You name it, Islam does it. So there is no power battle other than Islam trying to take over the world through genocide. And the first thing they got to do, because their Quran says their day will come once they've genocided the Jews, i.e. Israel, get that off the map, try and play the victim and get everyone on side to try and wipe out Israel and the Jews, and then the Christians. So once all the Jews are dead, they then want all the Christians. So there we go. I mean, there we go. End of. Islam is the problem of the world. Islam is pure evil. I mean, the clues in the title, in the Hadith, Sahih al-Bukhari 5134, married a 6-year-old, consummated the marriage when she was 9. And you're telling me that he's not mentally screw loose? Pure satanic. IESH used to have to clean his clothes before prayer and actually scrape semen off it, as written in the text. And even then, when she looks and he went to prayer, she could still see semen on his clothes. So he's gay. So there we go. What can I say? There's nothing worse than Islam. It's pure evil. So you want absolutely nothing to do with Islam. They kill you just for not wanting to be Islamic, unless you pay the jizya. They kill you for being gay. They're allowed to beat their women. A woman is held in the same regard as a dog or a donkey. If you have a son and a daughter and you die and you're worth £1.5 million, the son will get £1 million. The daughter is only worth half of that of a boy, so she will only get £500,000. So, are you a Jew? What's that got to do with it? What's that got to do with the price of onions? He's trying to compare Islam to anything and everything to try and put Islam in a good light, because he's obviously in the world of supporting Islam, but make out he isn't. So he's one of them. So we'll ignore that. So, am I a Jew? Hang on. Let me just. Can you see anything? Can you see anything there, Jim? Gives you a clue. Am I a Jew? Am I? Jim, you muppet. Am I? No. Exactly. That's a Christian cross, you muppet. Gonkwomble. But yeah, that's what you got to put up with. See, people, they don't like it because they think you might be Jew, so. There's always someone that wants to get attention by talking absolute rubbish. But Islam is evil. Muhammad was mentally unstable. He was in a cave, had a mental moment, and then his wife, whatever, says, and goes, "Oh, you must be a prophet. Oh, by the way, you can have as many wives as you like, but, you know, say it, and you can take your adoptive son's wife, and you can just be really horrible." Jews are the Old Testament. Christians are the New Testaments. What are these people on about? See what we've got to put up with? All because this bloke here on the screen, Mohammed Jamil, is sending a 10-year-old naked photos. We've got people in the chat actually defending it. Wow. Everybody, call for Jim Smith to have his hard drive checked. He's actually trying to support what can only be described as a death cult with a prophet that's a PDF, because he actually consummated the marriage of a 9-year-old. Which brings us on to the next story, believe it or not. Because children married in a mosque in the UK. So you say what you like, Jim. Yeah, freedom of speech, but if you're wrong, we just either ignore it or I'll call you out for being wrong. Either, whatever. But, you know, supporting a PDF profit and a very good look. Especially when he goes to pray covered in semen. Whatever next. A man charged after children married in a mosque. Obviously, in the UK, the legal age is 18. 18. He married 16-year-olds. 16? At 16, if you had a good career, got plenty of savings, get married, have kids. At 16? Blimey. No, you don't need to say you're a Muslim. We can work out that you're obviously supporting it. I didn't say, yeah, you said earlier you're not a Muslim, but you're obviously supporting it. So you're obviously something on the sly there of supporting a paedophile prophet, because anything we say, you come back with saying, but the Europe this, Europe that, or but the Church of England this, the Church of England that, Jews this, Jews that. We're talking about Islam and how evil that is. So you should be writing, yes. Sahih al-Bukhari 5134. He married a 6-year-old, now sex with her when she's 9. It's just wrong. Well, you are supporting it. You are supporting anything. You're obviously going to be supporting a bit of Palestine action, Hamas and everyone else, because it's not balance, is it? Because we need balance because we're just talking about Islam. We don't need to balance it. Blimey. But so I say, yeah, so my favourite is number 12. Oh, by the way, there is a number 6. I just want to balance that out a bit there. And there's a number 24. Just want to balance it out there. Because, you know, I mentioned number 12. Makes no sense. We don't care about balance. We don't need any balance. There's been over 66,000 terrorist attacks. From 1974, is it? Up to 2024? 66,000. Killing over, or... yeah, I think it's killing over 250,000 innocent people. Oh, but I want balance, mate. The crew of the Black Pig. Oh, did you say pig? You're not allowed to mention pig, mate. All triggered. Jim won't like that. We're not slicing it any which way. We're just talking about Islam. We're not here to say, right, we want to talk about this, but we will talk about the other side because we've got to balance it, because Jim said. All right? No, we're not doing that. We're just talking about Islam. People. Oh, he's still going on trying to defend it all. Oh, but they're oil. We were trying to extract their oil. Look, how many wars have we had in the Middle East? We go back in time, the actual East is what it is because Islam went through murdering Lord Muhammad, the fake prophet, genociding everyone, getting all the Jews out of the countries. You're right there, Slim. There is many forces. Like Jim Smith talking absolute crap. Absolute crap, mate. That's what we've got to listen to. Oh, that sums him up. See, there we go. That sums it up. There, he's given it all this and that, and his comeback is all religion is bullshit. So his mind is that closed off. The fact that there is even evidence to back up, say, Christianity and Judaism. There's literally physical evidence that proves that they were a thing back in the day. Actual evidence, he's like, no, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. I've been religious. No, obviously you haven't, because you'd still be religious. Anyway, let me crack on with this, because he's talking rubbish. An imam has been charged after 2 children were allowed to marry each other in a mosque. Northamptonshire police said Ashraf Osmani had been charged under forced marriage legislation after he allegedly conducted a nikah wedding involving 2 16-year-olds at Northampton Central Mosque in November 2023. Oh, he's not the one that was sending bloomin'... The Northampton, that's the mosque. It can't be the same one that was on X, surely. Mr. Osmani, 52, from Northampton, is the serving imam at the mosque. The Bangladesh-born British national has been charged under Section 121 of the Anti-Social Behaviour, Crime and Policing Act by the Marriage and Civil Minimum Age Act 2022 and is due to appear at Northampton Magistrates the 11th of September. Hang on a minute. You're telling me it's taken 2 years to get into court for that? Under legislation introduced in 2023, it is illegal to arrange for under 18s to marry under any circumstance, whether or not force is used. Those found guilty of the offence face 2 years in prison. Yeah, because I had a what's it mentioned in a different stream, or was it on a short or something? I think no, it's actually a proper video. If you find it, a 12-year-old was forced to marry a 27-year-old cousin at 12. She had a baby when she was 4. Iran, by the way. She then found someone else and escaped because he was abusive. Then the father gave her all this and everything else to get her back. So she returned home when she was like 17. And then that husband she had decided to chop her head off and walk down the road carrying her head. That's Islam for you. Absolutely crazy. So I don't know what you're going to evidence. What evidence? Crazy. I think it's just a gonk womble. I'm using that from Electrodoc. That's his word. But yeah, see, she arranged it. So they do forced marriages, arranged marriages, but then you're allowed to do honour killings, which I think is just absolutely crazy. Obviously, bring the family into disrepute, like running when she's married to her cousin. Do you know what I mean? I don't get it. Right, let's move on to the next story. This is I saw this and I was like, yeah, we're discuss, because I like to see what people think, because no way it should ever exist. Jim's talking absolute rubbish. But nonetheless, what can you do? Keep posting his rubbish. Scrap Islamophobia definition because of free risks, Starmer is told. What do you think, Islamophobia? Do you have an irrational fear of Islam? Or is it like, please shut up, stop talking about Islam, you're ruining it? It's a bit like, I want to defend it so we can come up with Islamophobia and stop people talking about it. Is it that sort of... Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's all went a bit quiet to the male escorts, and we heard from his wife. So that was a bit of a strange one. So that was a weird one. But Sir Keir Starmer should not introduce an official definition of Islamophobia because of the risks to free speech. The government's top advisor on terror law said. Well, it goes about surely. Irrational fear of Islam. Well, if you have Islam and they want to come up with some stupid definition, then you'd have to then say there is Judophobia, Christophobia, Sikhophobia. You'd have to put it in every single religion because it just wouldn't work. Jonathan Hall KC, the in reviewer of terror legislation, said he was against an official definition of Islamophobia because it was directed at a religion rather than protecting people from an anti-Muslim hatred. So even with me, it's like, I don't hate Muslims. I actually hate the religion. I hate Islam. I hate everything it represents. It's just absolutely crazy, satanic, horrible, evil stuff. But like I said, lovely people, married, kids and that. talk to him and everything. It's all good. He warned that any spongy or inaccurate definition would threaten freedom of speech in the face of a likely overzealous enforcement of it by police and other authorities. Yeah, like now getting arrested for isn't it? Yep. Bang on, green troll. And hello, welcome to a stream where you can actually hear me talking. Because I messed the first one up, couldn't believe it. It's Islam that is the problem. Exactly, that's what I've been saying. And then Jim Smith can rubbish, trying to give it balance when we're not talking about Islam, so. But yeah. Your choice, just don't force me to listen to your ball. Exactly. Like I say, my Muslim neighbours, nice as pie. No issue whatsoever. My issue is with Islam, not or jihadists and all. No, I don't like them either. But you know that what I have found, which is quite strange, is there are quite a few Muslims that don't actually understand the bigger picture of Islam. Like I spoke to Muslim and I said about 5134 and they're like, what's that? Then I said it and they're like, nah. I said, look it up on your phone. So I'm just blind to certain things and they look at it. We do in Judaism, their religion, they don't know that it's all of. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, some of it is just a bit bows. So, yes, that is it, isn't it? Islam is an honor. Muslims are people. Slow my clicky thing at the moment. I don't know what's all going on there. So, yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, we always deport them so they can learn back where they come from. Exactly. Honestly, I think coming to this country, you should denounce or be literally forced to Islam as a religion. Get rid of all the mosques, and if you're not willing to denounce Islam, then you don't come in. You got plenty of proper religions. So, like this, you know, trying to defend Islam via inventing Islamophobia. It's going to be crazy because you don't like Islam. Oh, did you put that up on the X or Facebook? That's what could do if they put Islamophobia through. Freedom of speech would be gone. It's literally disappearing as we speak now anyway. So it's terrible. Why am I wearing them? I mean, either which way we look at it, we're struggling. His intervention is a challenge yet to the plans for a definition which are being led by the now Angela Rayner, who has quit. The Deputy Prime Minister, in a role as a Cabinet Minister responsible for communities and social cohesion. She gone. Apparently she set up a group to grieve the former Tory Attorney General a non-static definition of his that could become a template policy of universities, governmental and other public sector bodies. Well, that could get. It's designed to counter anti-Muslim abuse, but there are fears that it could stifle legitimate criticism as a religion and act as a de facto blasphemy law. Exactly that. Imagine that. So you don't like it and you get done for Islamophobe. What a lot of crap, isn't it? We should not be having halal. No, for people we should not even. But even halal is even quite cruel to the actual animal. Do you know what I mean? The way they do it, it's just evil. There's nothing really nice, actually, is it? So, asked about it at a meeting counter extremism group. I am against an Islamophobia definition because it's directed at a thing, religion, an anti-Muslim hatred law, which is about protecting people. But then there's already laws about protecting people, no matter protected under this, that, and everything else. So, free speech debate. I'm not J.D. Vance, and I have a fundamental support outline of the Online Safety Act. So I'm not an absolutist. But if you see what has happened with a comedian arrested at Heathrow tweets, there appears to be a sort of degree of zealousness parts of law enforcement. And I suppose at the moment I wouldn't want to trust something too spongy or inaccurate when it comes to free speech and expression with the authorities. Because they start banging you up for actual ridiculous things, won't they? Even Graham Linehan said saying 5 months ago, in April he posted that. Decided to arrest him, 5 armed officers in an airport in England, 5 months later. It's absolutely... Mr. Hall, a leading barrister, has been an independent reviewer on terrorism laws since 2019, and his role has since been expanded to advise the government on the legislation to protect the UK against state threats, including Russia, Iran and North Korea. He has also been called on by ministers to advise on the Iranian's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps tackling extremism in prison and legislative measures to combat the threat from loners intent on extreme violence, such as Axel Radicabanu, the Southport killer. His comments will intensify criticism of the government's plan, which have already proved controversial. 30 peers written to working group responsible for the new definition to warn that the proposed risks a chilling of free speech. Fayaz Mughal, the founder of Tell Mama, a body set up to tackle anti-Muslim hatred, said terrorism legislations and propose to introduce an official definition of Islamophobia because it's just comical. Former counter-terror police chiefs have warned a broad definition could be used by those being investigated by police and the security services to legally challenge those investigations and undermine terrorism powers. By pursuing this, the government is putting narrow electoral interests ahead of national security. It's absolutely, I mean, to even just say Islamophobia, it's just like, talk about like, it's like you pull out of a cracker and you see it and you think, is that a joke? Robert Jenrick, the Shadow Justice Secretary, said it was an intervention that should act as a wake-up call for the government. He said, we already have robust laws against discrimination, as Jonathan Hall says. The proposed Islamophobia definition will censor legitimate criticism of Islam at a time when free speech is already under threat. Only a former government advisor on political violence said Mr. Hall was right to raise the alarm. These are actually against it. That can only be thing. The problem is implicitly protects a religion, not a people. It risks the climate of fear as institute tackling difficult issues like gangs for fear of being wrongly labelled as. I'll get called a bigot in the comments and that. It seems, you know, the Muslims invent it to protect their religion because it's so obviously fake. They're just trying to keep people up. Like, don't talk about it. So in order to protect it, because obviously the internet has literally destroyed Islam left, right, especially with apostate prophet, Doc, the disciple of Christ. They're ruining, and God logic. Labour should focus on effective measures to tackle anti-Muslim rather than in debate with a political definition of Islamophobia. What do you think? Islamophobia is if a communities department said we're absolutely committed to defending freedom of speech, and any proposed definition must be compatible with the right to freedom of speech and expression. Don't like Islam, you've got to be allowed to say it, surely. That includes the right to criticise, express dislike, insult religions, and practices of adherence. The working group has been engaging extensive wide-ranging independent, evidence-based advice to ministers. What do you think? It's absolutely crazy. But yeah, Islamophobia don't even exist. No one has an irrational Islam. They probably have a rational fear because they read about it and they're like, oh my god, that's nasty. So yeah, Laos just needs to go. VPN. I'll click on it. Like click. Good old VPN. Why is it not? I'm a bloody nightmare today. Going on with it? I'm trying to like. We have the enemy within. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Where's your evidence for the Christian God or any God, you absolute plonker? See, that's how close-minded he is. How retarded. What? That's an absolute stupid question for a start. So, yeah, faith exists outside of the material, yeah. You got to, like, he actually left Pilate saying that he did not want to actually crucify. I mean, proof. Obviously, it's people like Jim, if they're like, say, no, 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 no. That's what I'm do. I don't need to say this. It's trust me, bro. But you want to say anything, I want to know exactly where you got it from, when it was written, who wrote it, what year it was written, what language it was written. So Jim Smith is 100% retarded. Retard. So yeah, putting up people like that, they're the sort of the people that just like ruin the planet because they think they're so ungodly, think they're godly. It's pathetic. The word is a and the truth is a light. There you go. Well said. Fucking I like that name. Fucking Happy days. Yeah, Islamophobia. Mark. A bit slow and slow day. Sign of me. Click on things. It takes, but it's really it. Done it. That was about as well. Yep. Tell them all. I'd love to. I'll put in things. And is an absolute plonker. Yeah, Scoob going on in the world. Could not be any more touch with the so Vinci that's decided to ghost had no flip and early. It's last in it's yeah. So no, I got BT. It's like British, like Central, I think it was French or something. Everything I'm doing ages.